this video is not a joke. In Plants vs. Zombies 2, there is one plant that stands far above the rest in terms of pure power. A plant that is so powerful that it can instantly kill 20 zombies at once. A plant that is so powerful that it can be reused any number of times. A plant that is so cheap that all you have to do is collect one sun from a single sunflower to use it. A plant so powerful that the developers had to nerf it. A plant that is so powerful that everyone thinks it's trash. What are you talking about?
Spring Bean sucks, F tier.
D tier.
Boy, we get to make another tier, you guys! Spring Bean gets his own tier for being absolute horseshit.
What the freak am I supposed to do with you?
Okay, before we begin, I need to tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Repicharge, and I hold 14 world records in Plants vs. Zombies 2. In fact, it is easier for you to count the world records that I don't have rather than the world records that I do have. And when I say this, I am truly not trying to brag. I am just trying to show that I know what I am talking about when it comes to this game. So, when I say that Spring Bean is a great plant, I am not kidding. However, before we get into why Spring Bean is such a good plant, we first need to understand how it works. So, what exactly does Spring Bean do? Well, for this one, I'm going to consult the wiki. Spring Bean is the fourth plant obtained in Pirate Seas in Plants vs. Zombies 2. He bounces the first zombie that steps on him back 1.25 tiles, or, if close enough, into nearby water, instantly killing the zombie in question. However, he has a plant food effect. When fed plant food, Spring Bean will kill every zombie on screen. Okay, now that we know what Spring Bean does, let's talk about the pros and the cons of the plant. Let's start with the cons. First off, he is only playable in Pirate Seas. Every other world, you can't take any advantage of his powerful effects, so he's literally worthless, which means he is a region-specific plant that can only be played in Pirate Seas. Now let's go over the pros. Everything else. Spring Bean is dirt cheap and will kill any zombie you want. And then, after 20 seconds, it will do it again. And having a plant food effect of Doomshroom, you know, the PvZ1 plant that was so powerful that they decided to not bring it back in PvZ2, Spring Bean has that effect, but you can use it multiple times in a level. There is even more great stuff about this plant, but I'm going to stop here because you don't need any more information to know why Spring Bean is such a powerful plant. So, now that you understand Spring Bean's true greatness, why is Spring Bean so hated? The reason it's hated is because it's usable in every world. Okay, thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to... Alright, let's be a bit more realistic, because I doubt the entire PvZ2 community that is watching this will be changing their minds just because some random kid on the internet said, bad plant good. So, to fully understand why the community hates this plant so much, I decided to go on Reddit to find out. Oh, a quick note for the way I formatted this section. I'm going to be reading a comment explaining why I disagree with them and then move on. I will start with the comment that has the lowest amount of upvotes and work my way up to the highest. Okay, first up is this comment saying that it's broken in Pirate Seas, but every other knockback and stalling plant is better, even in Pirate Seas? Just to be clear, no. Spring Bean is by far the best knockback plant in Pirate Seas. However, this is a bit unfair to the community since this post only has 1 upvote, so maybe no one really agrees with this, right? So instead, let's move on to a post with 5 upvotes, which means at least some people genuinely saw this and thought to themselves, wow, that's a good point. So let's start reading the comment. It's the only melee plant that doesn't... Wait, what? Melee plant? It's not a melee plant! Oh my god, okay, before we continue, I need to explain to you what the different plant archetypes are. There are a lot of different archetypes, but I'm only going to mention the ones that are important for this video. Stalling plants are plants such as iceberg lettuce or walnut, where you don't damage the zombies directly, but instead you keep them in a fixed position for a long period of time. There are plants such as charred guard which knock the enemies back, and are as such considered knockback plants. Insta-kill plants are plants such as potato mine that, as the name implies, instantly kill the enemy zombies. And finally, melee plants are plants such as bok choy, which can consistently do a high amount of damage to the enemy zombies, but only at a very short range. These are plants that typically need some sort of walnut or protection in front of them so that they don't get instantly eaten by a zombie. Okay, so now that we are hopefully on the same page, let's play a trivia game. When placed next to water, what plant archetype does Spring Bean most commonly resemble? Is it A, an insta-kill plant, B, a melee plant, C, a stalling plant, or D, none of the above? Well, I have some news for you, friend, because if you answered B, you're an idiot. This plant has zero similarity with melee plants. How did 4 people agree with this guy?